Hey there, welcome to a Founders Lab. So, I am inviting you to join me in my 30-day challenge. We're going to go from no program at all to filling a beta program. And it's all happening right here on a Founders Lab. And this is a podcast built for creators, founders, and anyone interested in starting a thing. Now, if that sounds a little bit interesting to you, then I'm inviting you to join me here as I share with you my 30-day challenge. So let's get right into it. All right. So this is my 30-day challenge. Welcome, welcome. Each week, I'm going to be updating you on my 30-day challenge, my launch progress. And this is a great way to hold myself accountable because I'm putting this all out there to share it with you guys. I am going to be capturing everything here, right here in my YouTube channel, but also in my podcast, which you can also access in Spotify as well, a Founders Lab. And so this, as I said, is very specifically geared to founders because there are just so many founders that I have known over the years who have just get freaked out whenever they're confronted with launching something new. They get all up in their head about all the fears they have. I can't do it. I don't have the technical wherewithal. What if I fail? Do I need to have an email list first? That's like probably the number one thing people get freaked out about. I don't really have any followers. I have no social media, platform that I'm really focused in on. None of that stuff matters. They're really, all of them are just excuses. That's really all they are. I have seen people that have launched with zero list, without any following at all, and they've launched their thing, whatever that was, in a very successful way. So, hey, I am not guaranteeing this is going to be a success, but what I am guaranteeing is that I'm going to show up here every single week for the next 30 days. And I'm going to share with you my launch challenge progress. And so please feel free to join me on this challenge. I welcome you. So, what's the challenge, you might be asking? Well, first, it's for me, but of course, it is also for you. You're the solo founder, you're a business consultant or a creator, and I want to share my specific experiences with you. And if this can be some use to you on your own journey, then I have definitely done my job. I'm hoping that if anyone out there is fearful or worried or concerned or is even the least bit interested in trying something like this themselves, maybe you just want to watch me and comment on how I'm doing over the next 4 weeks. And maybe after that, you try it yourself. I hope. So, the challenge specifically is that I'm going to be launching a beta program to specifically digital marketing professionals within the manufacturing industry. And I'm going to do it all within the next 30 days. By the way, I have a list of like 2 or 3. Okay. So I am legit starting from scratch right here. All right. Now, I'm going to share with you goals and the plan. The ultimate goal here is to replace the need for one-on-one client work with an actual group coaching program. Now, I have done all kinds of teaching. I have been a professional speaker because I've actually been paid to speak. So I've done lots of speaking on stages in many different venues. And one of the things that when I'm pretty much educating or teaching in those speaking conferences that I've been at, I've always walked away just really energized. It has really been like a thrill or an excitement for me to just go there, teach a thing, and then just see people lighting up and just be very interested in being able to take what I've shared with them and then go back and apply it for themselves. That has always been so interesting to me, whether I'm teaching 1 or 2 people or thousands. So I've for at least 5 years now, I have been wanting to move from one-on-one client work to a group coaching program. This is now my opportunity to do that, and I'm sharing it with all of you guys. So that is sort of the impetus to wanting to kind of just get up and get it done already. I'm going to invite 10 founding members into my beta group coaching program. I don't want to invite thousands. This is a beta. It's brand new. I want it to be manageable so that I can actually get to know each of these founding members, and really work with them one-on-one. I want to learn from them what it is that they need instead of pushing at them what I think that they need. Now, we do share something in common. In fact, a lot of things in common. We're both in the digital marketing world, but also I have actually had experiences working in-house, working for an employer where I was on the hook for specific KPIs. I have felt the pressure of going to be pushed out because marketing is usually always the first to go. And so it's a pressure situation. And so I really feel for these people and I really want to help them. So this program is going to be specifically designed, as I said, for the in-house digital marketing professional. And it's going to equip them with the knowledge that they need to grow their career so that they can really do well, whether they decide to stay there in that specific corporate environment, or if they decide to leave and do it on their own. The point is I want to help them become successful. Now, this new program is going to be a bridge between a disorganized marketing effort and a predictable pipeline. So I'm going to coach them in all the things within this new program. And the new program's name is going to be the Industrial Marketing Accelerator. It's a 4-week period of time. And the beta price is going to be $4.99. My promise, because I have to establish the promise for this specific program, is that they're going to go from reactive marketing to measurable results with a proven blueprint that reveals what to fix, what to focus on, and how to generate more RFQs, which are requests for quotes, without the need for a big budget or an external agency. This is one thing I want to address immediately because I know there are so many people that get whacked out when it comes to the tech. Like the technology doesn't need to be confusing. Now, if it were the year 2000, I'd say, well, you might need to learn Dreamweaver or C# or something else because you're going to have to build or code. We don't need to do that anymore. So this is how stupid simple the tech is that I'm going to be using for this launch. First, Kajabi. I use it for my website. I use it for landing pages, any kind of opt-ins. It's an all-in-one platform. You really don't need anything more than this. It has the marketing funnels. It has automations. It's got landing pages, checkout pages. It has even a community area. It has an email system, and it all works. I have been a Kajabi user for at least 5 or 6 years now, and I have never had a negative thing to say. Their customer support is also very good, by the way, and it's very affordable. I have tried ClickFunnels. I have tried Go High Level. I have tried System.io. I've tried them all, and this is my favorite. And if you're really interested in more specifics, I am happy to share those with you. Comment below and I'll go on about that. Zoom sessions. This is something new to me. I was never aware that Zoom had anything called Zoom sessions. So, Zoom meetings. Of course, we all know what that is. We also know, maybe you do, with Zoom Webinar. Zoom Webinar, which I've tested, does not have the right level of analytics. As a marketing professional, I need some deeper, granular level insight into who's showing up, who's dropping off, who's registered, who joined, who didn't buy, who decided to not show up at all, who needs a replay, all of those things. And I tried using Demio, and I've had some failed experiences with that platform. I've tried EverWebinar. It's okay. There's others that I've tried, but I've never tried Zoom sessions, so this is going to be a new one for me. If it doesn't work, I'm going to have to immediately on the fly replace it with something else. But I'm going to use this. I'm looking for the marketing aspect of this that I'll get from it. I'm also going to use Riverside, which is what this podcast is being created and edited on. And so I'm going to be using Riverside, which does a phenomenal job. And I probably in another YouTube video, I'm going to have to do a very focused review on Riverside. It is extremely impressive what you get for such a low cost every single month, by the way. They have legitimately put in so much R&D here and lots of AI support. It is very simple to edit. I'm also going to use Capcut, which is another good software I do like to use to edit video. So between Riverside and Capcut, that's really what I'm going to be using to create videos and edit them and get them published here on this platform and also up in Spotify as well, and for any other marketing, things like that. And finally, this is it, 4 pieces of tech, ClickUp. ClickUp is my project management platform of choice. Of course, there are loads of others. There's Canva, there's Trello, there's Monday.com. There's a whole slew of them. I prefer ClickUp. I like it. It's very intuitive, it's affordable, and it's really easy to use. And more importantly, it does the job I need it to do. So it's, to me, a sort of a step up from Asana and even Trello. Um, I think it's more on the level of Monday.com. And so, but it's more, I think more affordable than Monday. Anyway, that's my tech. That's it. That's all I'm going to use. Now, this week's tasks, because each week I'm going to be sharing with you what I'm going to be doing, and I'm also going to share with you the progress. So since this is literally day 1 of this 30-day challenge, I'm going to map out the entire plan. I'm going to visually map it all out so that I can actually see everything that's happening. I like to do it both on paper and whiteboard because I don't know, there's some kind of a disconnect between what gets on the paper and then what goes on the whiteboard. But I like to put it in both these places. I'm going to have everything from the traffic sources that I'm going to need all the way to the wait list, a live webinar, all the way through to onboarding new members, which I will be onboarding them inside Kajabi. Then I'm going to establish the content runway because we need content in order to attract these people. So I'm going to be sharing that on LinkedIn, and that's because that's where they mostly hang out. So I'm going to be sharing this with them there. It'll be a variety of different types of content, some polls, some carousels, maybe even a short clip of a video. But again, I'm going to be doing that. Depending on where I get to, it may be in a subsequent launch, but I may have to turn on some LinkedIn ads in order from a retargeting standpoint. And I'm going to list out all the tasks associated with each aspect of the plan. And I'm going to load them all up into ClickUp, and I'm going to be assigning those to a VA who I'm going to be starting to work with next week. And so I'll also talk to you about how I found this VA and sort of the interview questions about getting this person onboarded. If you've ever worked with a VA, it's not a very simple, clean, easy process, but it's definitely something necessary in order to help me. Having a VA to help with this launch will be useful. And since I'm pretty goal oriented, I might even get a few way more than what you see here. I'm going to be sharing with you next Thursday. So make sure you subscribe, check in with me, hold me accountable, drop any comments below. Feel free to join me too. If this is something you're ready to do yourself, or if you want to maybe join me as you watch me go through the first week and maybe you join me on my second or third week, whatever. Drop the questions in the comments and keep coming back, keep showing up, and I'll see you on the next one.